Many young women and girls in Ghana are showing great interest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. Unfortunately, but not surprising, the underrepresentation of women in these fields persists across the country. A female-led organization yielding accomplished African women promotes women's participation in STEM and fosters the largest community of African female developers and financial analysts in the country. Africa 54 technology correspondent Paul Ndiho spoke to Diana Wilson, CEO and founder of Yielding Accomplished African Women in New York.
Diana Wilson, welcome to Africa 54.
Thank you so much. I am so honored and blessed to be here. Thank you for having me.
Briefly, let's start by maybe you telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I am a young 25-year-old social entrepreneur and evangelist for all things social justice. I'm also a product marketing manager at Google. And most importantly, I run the largest online career community for African women in STEM called Yielding Accomplished African Women.
You are literally training an army of young, powerful women across the continent. How is that going?
It's been a blessing. In 3 years alone, we've been able to train over 1,000 people. We've been able to reach 12 countries within the continent of Africa. And recently, we've been able to go global. So anyone who recognizes themselves as someone with African descent has now been able to join our program. Within these 3 years, we've truly been a nonprofit of first. We've hosted and created the first Women in Machine Learning Conference in Africa. We've created the first professional STEM sorority chapters across universities in Africa, 12 to be exact. And so as we continue to grow, as we continue to impact women, we want to see a more global scale of Black women coming together to be able to propel their career in STEM.
How did you get started?
I got started at Cape Coast Castle. I was on a study abroad trip and we visited Cape Coast Castle, and it was literally outside once you leave the door of no return on the balcony that I heard such a clarion call in my spirit to be able to really impact and create systems of justice and of empowerment for Ghanaian women specifically, but then for African women at large. And so Yielding Accomplished African Women is actually headquartered in Ghana, but we serve the globe.
I've seen some of the work that you've been able to do. When you talk to these women that you are trying to empower people who have benefited from some of the training programs that you've put out there, what are their stories?
Their stories are that they are farm girls trying to get into machine learning and AI. Their stories are that they come from a lineage and a generation of women who are selling in the market. And so their stories are one of really looking forward to triumph, even though they have maybe started in a lowly place.
What has surprised you the most interacting with these women?
And interacting with all of these accomplished African women is the fact that African women really don't need as much training as we think. They really need examples and empowerment to showcase to them that they can be all that they want to be. What we realize is that they grab so easily Python, machine learning, AI, data science. But what is actually hard for them to overcome is the issues of self-efficacy that they currently have, and that they've been taught and ingrained into their mind of what they can and cannot do.
There are very few women in the tech field, especially for a person like you working at Google. I'm sure you can attest to that. How bad is it in Africa? There are a lot of young women who want to be part of this field, but they don't know how. What is it that they need to do to be part of that sector that everybody is trying to get into, the tech sector?
For African women trying to get into tech, it's a huge hurdle, right? And what the issue is that they need access, they need visibility, and they also need training to understand what exactly do they look for, because getting into tech is an exact body of knowledge, and most African universities unfortunately are not preparing them well enough for this next level and this next step, especially on a global level. Places like Goldman Sachs, Google, Bank of America, Twitter, you have to be very well versed and well prepared even before you submit your application. And so that is what we're doing. We're connecting them with opportunities. We are making sure that they're prepared. So once that door is open, they walk through it.
Thank you so much for your time, Dan.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was an honor.
A pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
That was Africa 54 technology correspondent Paul Ndiho speaking to Diana Wilson, CEO and founder of Yielding Accomplished African Women. And